before it's afternoon. December's here before it's June. My goodness, how the time has flown. How did it get so late so soon? My friends, these are the words of the prophet, Dr. Seuss. And contrary to popular belief, that poem, How Did It Get So Late So Soon, is not a story about a night out in the hub. It's about a problem we all have, a problem we will never solve, the speed of time. I remember graduating from high school and being completely astonished by how quickly 4 years moved by. I remember telling myself I wouldn't let that happen again in university, and here we are. Reflect back to your first few weeks here, how few people you knew, how little about business you actually understood, and more importantly, how little you knew about yourself compared to where you are now. What's shocking about reflecting back is not only how far you've come, but how vivid you can recall those memories from 4 years ago. Remember move-in day, for example, having this illusion that everyone on campus knew who you were, was watching you, and was going to remember everything you did. So you had to be very calculated and strategic for every move. The perfect balance of chatty yet mysterious. Think back to your thoughts of endless love those first few days in res, having thoughts that the girl with the Uggs and TNA pants might be your future girlfriend. And ladies, I'm sure you experienced something similar with Sean Potter and his pink Hollister t-shirt and necklace. Remember knowing nobody in your classes, and that one friend you had from your frosh group that was your best friend for the first week, before you realized you had nothing in common. Remember your first late night in goods, how magical it was the first time the Domino's delivery man showed up on the front steps of the building. I mean, what's shocking about all of these memories is how recent it all feels, how vivid and fresh these memories are, and how far we've come since then. There's no question that time moves quickly, but for these next few moments, I ask you to be present. Forget about time, forget about the clocks, your phones, or where you have to be after this. Be present here in this moment. I ask you this, why can't you change the world? What do the trailblazers who have come before you have that you do not? Look around the room. You're surrounded by people. No, actually, look around the room. You're surrounded by people who have changed your life, whose lives you've changed, who have changed your world. You know, you're surrounded by friends that are going to be there for you for the rest of your life. Your friends that are going to be part of the stories you tell your kids. They're going to remember the stories that you forget. They're going to be at your wedding, and you might even be getting married to them. Now, look again. Look around. You may be locking eyes with the Johnny Telford right now. And you will never know what you have for otherwise. I mean, aside from Johnny, you're all surrounded by beautiful people. Beautiful people who will spread so much joy and influence who you become so strongly. In addition to being surrounded by lifelong friends and our secret gossip girl like Johnny, the harsh reality is you're also surrounded by people that you may never see again. People you wish you got to know a little bit better. People you shared laughs with during late night marketing meetings. For me, those are the people I'm going to miss the most. The friends that we never had the opportunity to become great friends with. Goodbyes are hard, but they're inevitable throughout life, and you can't control goodbyes because you cannot control the future. But you can control your hellos. You can control the present. We all have equal access to the most valuable resource on earth, and that resource is time. So I ask you again, why can you not change the world? Time is so precious because we cannot control the rate at which it affects us. We cannot influence it at all. Time can make us feel so powerless, and that's exactly how we should feel. We cannot control the past. We cannot control the future. All we can control is the present moment, the moment you're living in right now. Planning for the future is one of the scariest things you can do because your reality can change in any second. Your plans and your vision can be sent spiraling down a path that you never expected. Do not take something as simple as your health for granted. Without our health, we can do very little. We are all very lucky to be in the position we are in today. So while we're in this moment, take a second and think about how you got here. How you found yourself a soon-to-be graduate of one of the most prestigious undergraduate business programs in the country. This is not something to be taken lightly. This is something to be held very close to your heart with honor and pride. And to make a blanket statement about how we all got here would be disrespectful to everybody in this room. We all come from different backgrounds and different paths, none of which was without struggle, none of which was the easiest path for us to take. Getting in meant good grades grades, good involvement in high school, and a great PSE. According to our academic guardian angel, shouts to Wikipedia, in our year, QSB boasted an 8% acceptance rate. Remember how good you felt getting that acceptance. And it's very quickly how that changes when you get here. It's crazy how we all come from schools where we were high performers and quickly realize we're no longer the big fish in the pond, and that nobody really cared that you were the treasurer of the muffin baking committee for because everybody had something. Remember the first grade you got back? I vividly remember mine. Terry Wang, first year financial economics. Quiz number 1, 52%. I remember seeing other people with tears in their eyes, and as I looked over their shoulders, I saw 70s and 80s. If that wasn't a welcome to commerce, I do not know what was. There were ups and there were downs. Sometimes you froze during a presentation, and sometimes you just magically got 23% on a stats midterm. That you needed to get you to this moment. For some, that's your mom and dad. For others, it's a professor, friends, siblings, the sandlot you played with growing up, or the neighborhood that you live in. We've all gotten here with each other. We haven't done it alone. We survived in this program because we were in it together. I was told commerce was cutthroat, very competitive. And now, seeing where we are, if I wasn't with you guys, I don't know if I would have made it to this day. Referring to this class as the class of 2015 implies a strictly academic relationship, and that doesn't really sit well with me. So I'm suggesting something else. I much prefer Queen's Commerce, Squad 1-5. That seems to fit a little bit better for me, and let me explain. Urban Dictionary describes squad as the following. Quote, a squad is a group of people you roll with and die with. The type of people you can get in a car with and just say, drive. And boy, did we drive together. Upper years marveled at the frequency that notes shot up on the Facebook page every midterm and final exam period. And for those of you who posted those notes, big round of applause. You're the real MVP. There were note summaries, tutoring from the Quick Executive team, and extracurricular help from Comstock. We should all be very proud that we got here, but do not take all the credit. The people who helped you get here changed your life. They changed your world. So I ask you again, why can you not change the world? I'd like to take us back to when you made the decision to come to Queens. Why did you do it? Why Queens? Why business? Those reasons are different for everyone, but nonetheless, those decisions were made when we were high school students. 17 and 18 years old. I still, personally, can't decide which 2 toppings to get on my Domino's pizza. Let alone 4 years ago, make a decision that was going to influence me for the rest of my life. Now, what I'm trying to say is there's far more to you than the path you're on. Things could have been so different. Do not define yourself based on the decision you made in high school. And, follow your dreams and make sure you're doing everything you're doing with passion. Don't be boxed in by the business streams of the graduates before you. If this is the path you don't want to be on, get off it. Just constantly be asking yourself, is this the way you want to go? Is this the path you want to follow? The comfort of a stable life is very appealing. It's safe, but don't let comfort stop you from pursuing what you love. Don't hide your passions and dreams. Lock them up in the corner of your brain and convince yourself that a passionless life of stability and low risk are what you truly want. Embrace your dreams and let that passion burn inside you. When we're children, we dream about our future with no limits. An imaginative world based solely on happiness. A picture vividly painted by you, for you. A world where you only do something because you love to do it. As we age, we let the world convince us that paying your bills is a higher priority than living with passion. That it's okay to settle and not love what you do. But if you're only doing what you're doing to pay for your financial obligations, and if you live a life solely driven by money, what are you truly living for? If you're always looking forward to Friday, you're throwing away the other half of the week. You're wasting more than half of your life waiting. The difference between living and simply existing is vast, and if you're not living a life of passion, then you will not change the world. Imagine yourself on your deathbed, ready to die. What do you think would be bothering you? What kind of regrets might you have? A palliative nurse who counseled the dying in their last days revealed that the #1 regret of the dying was, "I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me." If you love art, paint. If you love music, play. If you love cinema, produce. Just as good is the enemy of great, like is the enemy of love. And you should love who you are, and you should love what you do. Sure, you're a business student by study, but you could have just as easily been an engineer or an artist. Be defined by your passion, not your program. 17-year-old you made one decision. Don't let that decision you made in high school dictate the course of your entire life if it isn't filled with passion. And if you don't have passion right now, that's okay, because now you have a kick-ass degree and a great set of schools. So when you find your great set of tools, when you find your passion, you're ready to go. Just make sure you don't give up on looking for it. Discovering yourself is the most important thing you can do. But don't let it just fade away. Make sure you're actively looking. Columbus never would have discovered new land staring out from the shore. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't measure success by dollars. Live a purposeful life, a passionate life. I mean, after all, you're a business student. You're going to find a way to make money. I've talked a lot about time and how fast it moves, how important it is to fill it with passion and purpose. But the other side of time to consider is what we decide to not spend our time on. One of the things that we don't spend enough time on is looking at the world from a different perspective. The truth is, we look at the world through our eyes, through our lenses, and we rarely try to put on a different set of glasses. The world is populated by over 7 billion people, each with a unique story and series of experiences. Imagine how different you would be if you grew up in a different part of the world, had different friends, different teachers, read different books, or didn't have books at all. We live in a world where everyone is different, but we all judge one another as if we should be the same, as if there's only one way to live, and that way is our way. The most important perspective to remember is that all human beings are born equal, and that does not change over time. Race, gender, sexual orientation are a few words that describe somebody, but it is not words that define somebody. When it's all said and done, it doesn't matter how much money you have, where you went to school, or which company you helped build. What matters is how you made people feel, how you impacted the lives of the people around you. That's how you will be remembered. That will be your legacy. We're all equal and deserve to be treated as such. There's your way and there's their way. There's not necessarily a right way and a wrong way. If you look at the entire global population, all of us in this room are statistical anomalies. We're very lucky. Think of what's had to happen for you to get here. First, 2 people, your parents, genetic parents, had to meet, and they had to like each other. And we kind of know where we're going with this. Now that in itself is highly improbable. 2 out of 7 billion people on Earth possess the genetic combination to create you. And not only do those people have to like each other, they have to get into the stadium and around all of the bases just to give you a shot at it. After 4 years here, I think we can attest how difficult it is just to get into the stadium. So, as your parents reach home at Fenway Park, all of the thousands of runners, you were the fastest runner. You were the first one to home plate. Now, I think it's clear for following me here that you're already very, very lucky. We did nothing to deserve this opportunity. We just got it. And I think we can all agree that being alive is pretty darn neat. But that's not where our luck ended. Not only were we were born into a situation that allowed us to appreciate the value of education, had access to the resources necessary to become educated, and had the academic and financial support that allowed us to be accepted in one of the most prestigious undergraduate business schools in the world. What I'm trying to say is that being here today is largely luck. Warren Buffett refers to this concept as the lottery of birth. And what I'm trying to explain to you is that we live in a world where all of us are created and born equal, but few of us are able to follow our dreams, and that is a true injustice. So why am I telling you this? 1, so you appreciate the opportunity we have, and 2, is because there's many problems in the world, and few people with the education and heart to actually make a difference. It's not just about being educated and being smart. It's about having a good brain and having a good heart. My friends, we have both of those things. We have the power to ignite change. In the words of John Lewis, if not us, then who? If not now, then when? To most of us, the world's problems are like bringing toothpaste when you're traveling with a big group. Everyone assumes somebody else is going to do it. You get there and there's no toothpaste. We all understand that there are problems that need to be solved, but if we do not take action, who's to say that they'll be solved? I'm not asking you to go out and fix every problem in the world, but I do think it all starts somewhere. No matter where you find yourself in your career, compliment those who do good. Practice selflessness. Be kind to one another, and be thoughtful of the global community. Is that not what we've learned here? The value of calm unity. As we get older, of course, we get wiser, and we learn to appreciate time more and more. We learn to appreciate that opportunity knocks, and sometimes it only knocks once. Sometimes you only get one chance to travel the world, one chance to see your favorite artist perform live, one chance to tell somebody that you love them. If you don't live in the present, you might miss that opportunity and you may not get it back. You will always find reasons to justify not doing something, but all you really need is a reason to. It's just like a Wednesday morning 8:30 class. As you lie in your bed, you can concoct 1,000 reasons about why it's a great idea to miss class, but you know you need to go. Think about life as one big optimization problem, where the goal is to maximize happiness. Within the formula for happiness, there isn't just addition and subtraction, or addition and multiplication. There's subtraction and division as well. Sacrifices that we need to make in order to maximize that happiness. In order to do this, however, we need to identify the largest positive coefficients, and then identify the things that truly drive your happiness, and focus on maximizing those. As business students, we know very well the value of money. We can calculate future value, interest rates, and discounted cash flows, and these calculations produce numbers. But what's important is that we realize money only has relative value. Money is simply fuel to drive your happiness. If you just wait and wait to accumulate more and more money to spend on future happiness, you may not get the opportunity to do so. And I cannot envision a more significant regret in life. So plan for the future. Position yourself so that every year of your life is better than your last, but do not let your vision for the future jeopardize your happiness in the present. Because the present is what you have. The future is what you're promised, and not all promises are kept. My friends, time is the most precious thing on earth. You can either invest it, donate it, or waste it. Our time here is almost up. Our chapter is coming to a close. I hope we can all appreciate the uniqueness that is the Queen's Commerce community, the rare camaraderie you find from the strangers in the Ale House bathroom, and the utopian reality that is the city together. This place has given us so much and created experiences we surely could not have had anywhere else. I love this city, but I'm really not from here. Kingston has become home. You guys have become family. And in your last few weeks here, appreciate what you have. Reminisce on the good and bad times, because both of those made you who you are. And take the opportunity to thank people who have made this experience special. To the professors who have guided us, taught us, and inspired us, thank you. To the administrators and staff who have supported us, counseled us, and given us direction, thank you. To the custodians who opened up the doors for us at Goods Hall late night before an assignment is due, thank you. And to the class of 2015, Squad 15, thank you for this amazing opportunity. Thank you for your friendship and your demonstration of ambition and your constant source of inspiration. We've learned more from each other than we will ever learn from a book. The future is so bright for everyone, and I cannot wait to see what we all become. These 4 years have been a dream, and although we can't get them back, these memories, these friendships, and most importantly, these stories will last a lifetime. If you take one thing away from this night, take this. In the words of Six God Aubrey Drake Graham, you only live once. Hold your friends and your family close, for they are the foundation in which you will build your skyscraper. Dream without the limits of reality. Live a life of unwavering purpose. Live in the present, and leave this world better off because you existed. We just spent the past 4 years filling our brains, and go out and spend the rest of your life filling your heart. Class of 2015, I ask you one last time, why can you not change the world? Thank you.